Because those beginning days, you're not sure if you're going to survive losing your child, you know?
Right.
So at this point, I just want to pay it forward.
Welcome to another edition of the Proactive Prevention Podcast. Where we share powerful stories and compelling information about substance use and abuse, about addiction, recovery, and more.
Hi, Linda. Thanks for joining us today. And can you tell your listeners who might not be familiar with what MADD is? Tell me what MADD is and everything like that.
MADD, we're a nonprofit organization, and we started back in 1980. So Candace Leitner started it when her daughter Carrie was walking home from a church carnival, and a 3-time repeat DUI offender who just got out of jail hit her from behind and killed her. So this is 1980. There really aren't any drunk driving laws around, and 25,000 people a year are being killed from drunk driving. So
This is back then.
This is back then, okay? So she was very angry and very upset
Of course.
of what happened to her daughter. So it's 1980, so there's no social media or anything, right?
Right.
So she takes a note and posts it on the market, the supermarket bulletin board,
Right.
because that's what people did back then.
Okay.
And says, has anyone else been a victim of drunk driving? Want to come to my house for a meeting? So because there's 25,000 people dying every year,
Okay.
people came to our house.
All right.
And that's how it started. And then, of course, because so many people were dying, it just rippled across the whole country.
Right.
You know? So really, she started the movement of making drunk driving not sociable anymore, not acceptable.
Sure.
Because then it was, people didn't think about it. So she started that movement, and 45 years later, here we are, still fighting the same fight, though.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's thousands of people still dying from drunken driving. Yep.
10,000 people every year in this country.
Right. Now, tell me where you fit in this whole thing. What's going on with you regarding this? Are you a Pennsylvania person or are you a national person?
I'm the manager of Victim Services in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Okay, but we are a national organization.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's my title. That's what I do more than anything. But I do just about everything.
Okay, that's good to know. Tell me more about the Pennsylvania effects. Now, tell me more about what's going on in Pennsylvania here now in 2025.
Well, we really are pushing for a national program. In 2021, the HALT Act was passed. A lot of people don't know about this, but this is a directive for the federal government to establish regulations to put anti-drunk and drunk driving technology in all new cars. Because we feel it's still 10,000 people dying. We have to take it out of the people's decisions.
Now, 10,000 people nationwide.
Yes, nationwide. There's about close to 400 just in Pennsylvania.
Okay, 400 in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Annually.
Annually, yeah. But, after all these years, 45 years, and we still have so many people dying, it's time to let technology do its thing.
Right.
Cars do all kinds of things today, park themselves and everything else. So we got the HALT Act passed, and we're hoping by 2030, all cars will have that drunk and drunk driving technology in it. So when you get in your car, it will not start, but it won't be interfering with your life. You'll either sit in it and it'll take your breath, or you'll hold the steering wheel and it'll be able to read your BAC. They're still working on the technology.
Mm-hmm.
But we're hoping that that's what's going to happen so we can save so many people's lives.
Sure.
If your car just won't even start.
Could you explain what HALT stands for again?
HALT is they used it because of the person that's got it started. A family out in Arizona, all 5 of the people died. They're the ones that started it. So that's like our big push right now.
Okay.
For as an organization. But as far as like Pennsylvania, so our big push in Pennsylvania legislatively is to get an all offender ignition interlock put in all cars.
Okay.
If you have a DUI. So you know what that is? That's the breathalyzer.
Sure.
They put them in the car,
Right.
and you have to breathe into it. And if you have alcohol in your system, your car won't start. So in Pennsylvania, it's only required to be there if your blood alcohol is 0.10 or over.
Okay.
We don't want that. We want it to be for everybody who gets a DUI, because the problem with getting a DUI a lot, Jim, is people get their driver's license suspended, but they drive anyway. Majority of people drive anyway. Some people have to go to work or have to go to appointments. So they're driving anyway. They're risking getting another DUI,
Right.
with a suspended license, which is even more problematic, sometimes even jail time. So we just feel like if everyone could get the ignition interlock, it would save that problem and also save lives. So
Right.
that's one of the big pushes in Pennsylvania right now.
Okay. Now, you've dedicated your career to supporting victims and families impacted by impaired driving. Can you share a bit about your story and what led you to get involved with MADD?
Sure. So 25 years ago, been a long time, my daughter Bernadette was killed in an alcohol-related crash with an underage driver. So I got that phone call, Jim, that every parent never wants to get. Your daughter's been in the hospital, come to the emergency room right away.
Okay.
So I go to the emergency room, and then I hear those words that change your life forever. Your daughter didn't make it. She was 18 years old and 5 days away from starting college when her life was cut short. She was in the car with an underage driver, and it changes your life forever. You have to find a way to survive. What helped me survive was going with MADD. They reached out to me. They send their condolences. At the time, I didn't even know MADD does victim services, which most people don't even know. But being with them, going to support groups, being with other people that understood how I felt, not feeling alone, really helped me.
Okay.
And then, as time went on, I started volunteering. I started speaking to youths, speaking at victim impact panels. And then a few years after that, I started working for them after being trained to be a victim service provider. And I feel like victims can relate to me because I've been through it. So sometimes I feel like if they see me and I survived, then maybe they have hope that they'll survive, because those beginning days, you're not sure if you're going to survive losing your child,
Right.
So at this point, I just want to pay it forward.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
How does MADD continue to support victims long after the headlines fade or the legal process end?
Well, we have support groups. I run a virtual support group every month.
Okay.
And people come even years later, because you don't ever get over it. And then we have our victim service Facebook page. It's only for people who are victims of DUI. It's private. And a lot of people talk and encourage people. A lot of people say, well, it's the anniversary of my loved one. What did you
Right.
do for yours? And they support each other.
Mm-hmm.
We have candlelight vigils in person and virtual every year.
Great.
So people get involved with that.
Okay.
We do have a walk because we're a nonprofit, so that's our
Mm-hmm.
fundraiser.
Okay.
So we have a walk to support that. And then people can volunteer themselves. You know, a lot of people want to tell their story, and they do the victim impact panels. And then a lot of people, Jim, don't want this to happen to other people, so they want to get involved in advocacy. They want to go to Harrisburg, lobby for stronger laws. They'll write to their congressman, ask for stronger laws.
Okay.
It's important to them to not let anybody else go through what they go through. So we do support that whole thing. Whenever something's happening in Harrisburg, we ask people if they want to come up and lobby with us, and they go into the representatives' offices and they just tell their story, you know,
Right.
and hopefully we can get, you know, stronger laws passed. A lot of people are upset because in Pennsylvania, vehicular homicide while DUI is only a 3 to 6 year sentence. It's a
Right.
lot stronger in other states.
Okay.
And people get upset that they killed their loved one and they're only going to spend 3 years in jail.
Right.
So they try to lobby to get stronger laws just so it doesn't happen to other people. And that's some of the things that we do as they continue on their grief journey.
Back in 1980, can I ask you what the consequences were for the person who was involved for your daughter's victim? What was the consequence? Were there any consequences back in 1980?
No, that was 1999 for my daughter. 1980
Oh,
was with
excuse me.
Candace Lightman when they just got a traffic ticket.
Oh, it was 1999. Okay. So there was stronger consequences, I'm sure. So
Yeah. So
can I ask you what the consequences were in 1999?
yeah, he spent some time in jail.
Did he? Okay. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good. I mean, thank you for telling me that at least. So I had a crash in 1984, for example, and I know the person that was involved in the crash spent very little time in the jail. So
Yes.
things have certainly picked up from then. I know. So okay. So a lot of people associate MADD with stricter laws or efforts to stop people from drinking entirely. What would you say about the MADD actually exists for right now? What would you say?
Well,
Go ahead.
people think that we're prohibitionists, Jim. It is legal to drink in this country if you're 21 years or older.
Right.
That's a personal choice. We don't care if you do that.
Okay.
People, you know, I guess because of our name, they get upset. They think, you know, we don't want anybody to drink.
Right.
But that's not the case. It's always about driving while you're impaired. Because then you're not making a personal choice. You're making everyone on the roads in danger.
Right.
So that's, you know, 2 out of 3 people in their lifetime will be involved in a DUI crash.
Is that what the statistics are right now? Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, for us, it's always about driving safely, making the right choices.
Okay.
Not about drinking if you want to go out and have a drink or you want to drink it. It's always about the choices that you make before you even have that drink.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
And today, you know, Jim, we have ride sharing. You know, it shouldn't really be a problem with making a decision.
Right.
Apparently it still is because people are still getting killed and injured.
Sure.
In crashes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who are you involved with on the state level when it comes to MADD mostly? Are you involved with the governor? Are you involved with your state representative? Who are you involved with mainly, Linda?
We usually just keep it local. So
Local? Okay.
if there's somebody who wants to see laws changed or something, usually that victim will go to their local representative.
Okay.
And start there and say to them, you know, maybe my son or daughter was killed. I'd like to see stronger laws. Can you help write a bill? And then you start from there, and then, you know, you go up to Harrisburg, and it's really not the governor. It's really more or less, the senators.
Okay. State senators. Okay.
Yeah. hmm
When you think about your daughter and all the lives you touched through this work, what gives you the most hope moving forward?
Well, to me, the most hope is to end end it all,
Right.
end impaired driving, which
Right.
is what we're fighting for so hard to get the government to regulate what goes in new cars. And that's a big process, Jim. I'll probably be giving my age away, but I remember when they first put seatbelts in,
Okay. Right.
right?
Right.
And they had to regulate that to make the car manufacturers do that, or else they weren't going to do it, because
Right.
everybody's always associated with cost. Well, it's going to
Okay.
cost more. It's going to cost more to put this in the car. It's going to
Right.
cost more to put that in the car. But it's all about saving lives. There's
Sure.
no price to do for that.
Sure. Yep. So let's talk more about you now, Linda. Tell me more about how this has worked for you in your life now. I'm sure you feel greatly respected among your community and things like that. Where have you felt most achieved? I guess is the best way to put it. Go ahead and tell me that.
I think, Jim, the best thing for me is why I came here is when I can help the victims.
Okay.
When you get that phone call, you're devastated. You need somebody to talk to. I not only support them emotionally, I just travel that whole grief journey with them. I go to court with them. I explain the whole criminal justice system to them.
Mm-hmm.
I talk to them about victim compensation, which most people don't realize that there's a victim compensation fund for
Okay.
victims.
Right.
So this way, they can get their funeral expenses or their loss of
Right.
wages and things like that paid for by the state. And by the way, that's not taxpayer money. That's money that's in a fund for the whole country that comes from like fines that
Oh,
people had to pay. It goes into a big pool of money, and then
good
they
to know.
distribute that between each state, and
Mm-hmm.
then each state distributes it through like counties.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people have no idea that's there. So I help them like fill out that application and hopefully get some
Okay.
money for that.
Well, you're
And
helping me
then
here. This is good to know. So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Good.
So, and it's really, for me, it's all about going through that grief journey, because
Right.
it's going to be forever,
Right.
and trying to come out the other side and be able to learn to live with that loss. And that's my biggest accomplishment. That's what I love doing, and that's what keeps me here for 20 years.
Good. Now, I have a question for you regarding the Road Radio Show. Do you know what the Road Radio Show is and what it's all about, Linda?
No, I didn't know.
Road Radio is a touring school assembly preventing underage drinking show. It's all about staying away from drugs and alcohol. Um, Tell me, have you ever been to the national convention before? This MADD National Convention? Is there one? Is there a national convention?
I have been to a few. We have had them. Yes.
Okay, I knew that there was a national convention. Tell me what there is about conferences and things like that, and how they get into the schools and things like that. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, we have a program called the Power Program.
Okay.
So we have three different programs. We
Mm-hmm.
have the Power of Parents. Okay. So that's where we go and we have booklets and we talk
Okay.
to parents. And
Okay.
that's all about trying to give them some guidance to talk to their teens about alcohol use,
Okay.
starting the conversation, how to start the conversation. Because our research shows that 74% of kids said their parents are the leading influence on their decisions about drinking.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we try to encourage them through this program. We go into schools or assemblies of some sort, and we
Mm-hmm.
do the power programs for the parents.
Okay.
Then we have the Power Youth. So
Mm-hmm.
the Power Youth is a free teen presentation that is interactive and engages the teens And we also have a handbook that goes with that.
Mhm.
And that is just teaching kids, to resist peer pressure and things like that, and how to get around that.
Mhm.
And then we have the Power of Me, which is for fourth and fifth graders.
Okay.
And a lot of that is just, teaching them prevention, safety. Like, we like to teach them a lot, Jim, about not getting in the car with someone who's
Okay.
impaired. They know when somebody's impaired, and sometimes, Jim, it's their own parents,
Right.
and we teach them to, sit quietly in the back seat and not disturb, and also, to let another adult know that they were scared driving with someone who was impaired. So we
Okay.
teach that kind of safety too. So they're the three big programs that we do throughout the whole country.
Okay. Tell me where the national headquarters is for Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
We're in Irving, Texas. We've
Irving,
been there
Texas?
for quite a few years. They started
Right.
out in California when Candace Lightman started. They
Okay.
started there, but they wanted to move more central. So
Okay.
now we've been in Irving, Texas for I don't know how many years, Jim. Long time.
Okay. We're winding down now. Do you have anything else you'd like to wind down our interview with, Linda?
I guess I just want people to understand that MADD is a victim service provider.
Okay.
So if anyone is a victim of impaired driving, or you know someone who was in a DUI crash, call our helpline. It's 877 MADD HELP. And that's the national headquarters in Irving.
Right.
And then they'll take your information and send it off to the correct state.
Okay.
So this way I can, reach out to you and help you. And it doesn't necessarily have to be if someone's killed, Jim. There's
Right.
plenty of people that are injured. Some of them are injured for life,
Okay. Right.
And-
Sure, I know.
and we're there to help them.
Okay.
And even people who, I get calls from people that their car was totaled,
Right.
and I help them understand insurance claims and things like
Okay.
that. There's a lot entailed. So that's my biggest message. MADD, we're not a prohibitionist.
Nope.
We encourage people to use drive share, and if you need us, we're here to help you if you are a victim of impaired driving.
Linda, you've been a great interview today. Thank you so very, very much.
Well, thanks for having me, Jim.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Okay, you too. Everything you've talked about today is great. Thank you so very much.
Well, thank you, Jim.
Okay, bye now.
Bye now.
Yep, see ya.
Thanks for listening to the Proactive Prevention Podcast. Until next time, this is Jimbo in stereo.